And we're back. Today we're gonna be on our spooky shit. Okay. We're gonna be talking about skinwalkers, paranormal, ghostly encounters, because we both have had a few ghostly encounters. But we love that kind of shit. So that's what we're gonna be on today. We're gonna be on that spooky shit.
So if you don't believe in it, just leave. And also, we know we look a little rough.
But we're trying to fit into the spooky, all right? We're going on theme, babe.
It's
spooky.
all part of the plan.
It was all part of the plan. I've never really I've heard of skinwalkers, but never like dealt with anything like that. Really more like ghosts and things like that. But I know like certain areas like down south, like in the Appalachia and things like that, they have skinwalkers. And I know but like every state has something different. So you have like some Spanish people believe in like the chupacabra,
and what's her name?
In Louisiana, it's the rougarou.
Yeah, but what's the girl's name? I'm pretty sure it's like a Mexican thing.
Llorona, right?
Yeah.
That like ghostly
that where she screams and shit. Hell to the no. I'm good on that.
Yeah.
And skinwalkers.
Not a fan. But they say too, like if you're over there, I don't know, like parts of Kentucky and certain areas, like they're like if you're out here and you're kind of like you live out there, because a lot of them do like more in the woods on the land kind of deal. They're always like, if you heard something, no, you didn't.
If you saw something, no, you didn't.
Right.
Leave it.
Mind your business. Mind your business and keep going. Which honestly, too, I have to say, like, minding your own business when it comes to shit like that, it really goes a long way. So, like, normally, like, we'll say, like, yeah, we're gonna leave that to the crazy white people because they're always trying to investigate things further that don't need to be investigated. And as, like, a minority, speaking on the minority half, we're not investigating shit. We're taking our ass and we're leaving. We're not investigating shit. We're not Ghostbusters. We're not fucking storm chasers. We don't need to go and fucking involve ourselves in shit I don't need to be involved in. Okay? And some people do. Like, every time you see in the movies, like, oh my God, I heard a noise in the basement. Like, I'm gonna go down and look. Like, why would you do that?
Literally.
Like, why are you gonna go and do that? Like, it's not gonna end well. It's not brave. It's just dumb as hell. Okay. But do you have any, like, ghost stories that you could tell? I mean, we were on the phone the last time. Well, you called me the last time you had one.
Yeah.
You were, like, so scared.
So I'm on Reddit. I'm looking at, like, Skinwalker encounters just to see if, like, anybody...
Yeah. Bless you.
So, there... A couple months ago.
Yeah.
3-4 months ago, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting in my room, and I'm laying here, like, in the middle of my bed. My dogs are on the bed, and I had a cross. I had a headboard at one point, and I had a cross hanging on it that I got for Christmas one year. And I was just laying here, and I heard 3 knocks on my door. And for those of you who don't know, I live with my mom and my stepdad right now. And so I was like, well, maybe it sounded like my stepdad knocking. And I said, yeah. Nobody said anything. So I said, yeah, again. And nobody said anything. And I said, yeah, one last time. And nobody said anything. And, like, I know somebody knocked because even Haas started barking.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, what the hell? So I go out there, and my mom's asleep. Like, she was sleeping on the couch. And my stepdad was in the backyard. And he was coming through the back door, and I was at the refrigerator because I was like, well, I guess I'll go get a bottle of water. So I go out there, and he comes in the door, and I'm like, did you just knock on my door? And he was like, no, I've been in the backyard. Like, I came through the front door. That may be what you heard. And I was like, no, it was 3 knocks on my door. And he was like, no. And I was like, you swear? And he was like, yeah, I swear. I didn't knock on your door. And I was like, okay. So, 2 minutes goes by, and I call Steph, and I'm like, Steph, like, I'm fucking scared.
You know.
Because it was 3 knocks, and I don't know, like, if y'all get this into it or whatever, but 3 knocks are not good. Like, it's bad news.
3 of anything, like 3 scratches, 3 whatever is not good.
So we're sitting here on the phone, and I hear the knocks again, and I'm like, Steph, did you hear that? Did you hear it? I can't remember.
I didn't hear it, but I remember you were like, did you hear that? And I was like, no. And you were like, yeah, like just to see if somebody knocked, like if it was them this time. And I heard you say, yeah. And I don't know if Haas was growling or he was just growling. Like, he was standing up with his hair up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get up, like, this is like all in 5 seconds because I'm like, I'm going to catch his ass, like trying to prank me. So I get up and I'm running my door, and he's in the recliner in the living room. Like, and I'm telling you that he had no time to get from he would have had to sprint. And even if he did that, the other dogs would bark. Like, it wasn't him.
Oh, yeah, the tumbleweeds would have been going nuts, girl.
Sorry, Haas is pitiful. He's like, Diesel's over there laying on the pallet I made so they wouldn't be on the bed. And Haas is sitting there with his head, like, on the edge of the bed.
Oh, drama queen supreme.
So, anyway, excuse me. I go out there. Go lay down. Go lay down. I go out there, and I was like, did y'all not hear that? And Mom was like, I heard the boys' tails hitting your door. And John was like, yeah, I heard a knock, but I thought it was you, like, doing something. And I was like, no, that was a knock on my bedroom door. Like, the boys were on the bed. There's no way it could have been them. Yeah. And I said, Haas started barking at it. I was like, you swear you didn't knock on my door? And they were like, no. And so I came back in here, and I was like, Steph, I'm hanging my cross up above my door, and I did. It's still above my door because...
I know. I was like, girl, you finna turn around, and the cross is gonna be upside down.
I texted my aunt, and I was like, I need you to pray for me. Like, yeah. She called me on the phone, and we prayed together because, no, Satan ain't get me.
I remember that. Now, every time, I'm like, is that the aunt that prays for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was wild. That was super scary. So it's so, like, unsettling because, like, you feel like somebody can see you, but, like, you have no idea where they're at. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's uneasy. I remember, like, the first time, it was super weird. So, growing up, we lived in, like, a 2-floor house, but we had our basement. So, I guess 3, if you want to count it. And, it was kind of like you walked down the stairs and it was all open, so you could even go underneath the stairs.
Yeah.
And so I was playing with a friend down there, and we were running around, like, around the basement, and she ended up... this basement always, like, freaked me out, but... So we were running, and, like, she ended up stopping underneath the stairs, and I was, like, going ahead of her, so I came back around and saw her, and she was, like, instantly crying and was, like, holding her neck, and, like, I was like, what happened? Like, it was just us 2 down there. Like, she came over after school or whatever the case was. Like, nobody was down there. It's just, like, storage stuff that was down there, like, holiday stuff and things like that. And she was crying, and I was like, what's wrong, girl? And she's like... something just choked me or, like, grabbed me by the neck. And I'm like, girl, what? And, like, I looked at her neck, and it was red.
Hell no!
And I was like, girl, all right, like, we can, like, we don't have to stay down here. Like, we can go back.
No shit, I'd be running up there. Fuck that. You wouldn't have to tell me we ain't gonna...
No, okay. So, like, the basement was always, like, more of a spooky place, but, like, our house...
I bet it was, girl.
No, yeah, like, it was, like, it wasn't spooky. It was just, like, the feeling you got when you were there, you know what I mean? Like, it was just, like, sometimes I would be doing, like, laundry, and I'd, like, look over my shoulder. Like, I felt like somebody was there.
Somebody was watching you?
Yeah, like, I wasn't by myself. And it was always like that. But, like, I think we did, like, research, like, come to find out, like, the house itself, like, used to be, like, a cemetery area.
Oh,
but, like, lots...
Oh.
Lots of spirits used to come in and out of our home. Like, we had very, like, open energy. So, like, um anyone was welcome into the home and stuff like that. So, like, a lot of spirits would come in and out, and like the TV would turn on in the middle of the night in the living room, and like lights would turn off and on, like, and my mom would sage, and she would put incense, and we'd have like stone on the sill, like the frame to the door, the front door, and we would have like a little wooden thing of like Palo Santo to make sure like all good energy and things like that were in the house. And we still do. It's on the front door frame. But lots of energies have always come in and out. Not always anything like to feel scared of. And I feel like maybe I was just used to it. Like, but she was caught so off guard, and I was like, whoa. And we went back upstairs. Like, yeah, it's wild. It's fucking wild. Like, I remember, like, my little brother, he was so little. This was a different time. He was so little. And, like, where my dad lived is more of, like, a rural area. So, like, it's more woods, and it's, like, small little town. And, him and his neighbor's house, they, like, had, like, a section of, like, shrubs and bushes and whatever that separated the 2 yards. But, like, you could see into her yard. And he would always go over there. He was so young. I don't even know if my little sister was around yet. He was so young. So he would always go over there. And my dad would call him, and he'd come back over. He'd come back over from her yard. And one day it was just like, what are you doing over there? Why are you playing at our house? Like, because my dad has 3 acres. He has a pond in the backyard. Like, he had, like, that. There was like a swing, like, he had like a little like a swing set kind of playground thingy. Like, there was things to do in the yard, like if he was just hanging out in the yard, but he would always go over there. So when he asked him, and he's like, I'm playing with, I forget what his name, like Frank or something like that. It might have been Frank, something like old-timey guy's name. And he was like, we were like, Frank, what do you mean Frank? Because it's a woman that lived over there. Like, it was an older woman that lived over there. And so I think we had asked her, my dad had asked her, or had brought it up to her, and she was like, that's crazy, because the man that owned the house before I got it, that was his name, and he passed away. We were like, what? We were like, no way. And it was, like, yeah, it was. And it was super, like, it's just wild, like, to think, like, that's what he was doing the whole time. Like, he was over there hanging out with somebody who nobody could see. You know what I mean? Like, it's wild. I don't even know if he would remember. Like, but if my little brother would remember. But, like, it's wild.
I have a story like that, too. But, there was a different story I was going to tell you first. But I can't remember right now. I have one. Let me write this down so I don't forget, because this one will be kind of like when we start talking more about like the skinwalkers and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the one with Lindsay?
Huh?
The story that Lindsay told us? Oh. Well, that was kind of weird, too.
We should have had her join.
I know.
But I didn't think about that. But, let me think of so the story that's kind of like yours.
Mm-hmm.
My cousins, go lay down. Go lay down.
Mommy's trying to tell a spooky story.
I'm telling you, if you watch this far, like this many episodes, you know at least once an episode I have to tell them to go lay down. Yeah. So sorry, guys. Anyway, so we the best way I can describe my family, like on my dad's side, is like they were like the Brady Bunch, I swear. Because it's like, except for it wasn't like all siblings, but it was like my cousins lived there, my aunt lived there, my dad lived there, Lindsay were there in the summer, like I was there every other weekend, like we were all just in this house, like it's where we grew up, really.
Yeah.
And my cousin, there was a back room. Well, there was 3 rooms in the back, and his room was like, so there was a room, and a room, and his room was between that room and that room.
Yeah.
Now, the room on the left side, my aunt had passed away in. And then, like, there's the living room. It goes into the kitchen, and then there's, like, a den to the right. And that's where we would put our Christmas tree in the dining room, or in the den every Christmas.
Yeah.
And one year they took a picture of it. I wish I still had the picture. But they took a picture of the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And she was little then. But they have a little girl, too. And when they took the picture, there was, like, a little girl figure by the Christmas tree. And they thought it was Jocelyn at first, but Jocelyn wasn't anywhere around them. And she, like, you could see the outline of the dress, too, and she wasn't wearing a dress. And then, my other cousin that stayed in that room I was telling you about, like, between the other two rooms, he would tell something goodnight every night. And then he'd go sleep with, his mom and dad.
Oh, hell no.
Like, he would sit in there and play. He'd say goodnight. Like, and I was watching them one day, and, me and my cousin before she left for work, she was telling me about how she started hearing cabinets slamming in the kitchen, like, at night. And, girl, and the bathroom always freaked me out there. Like, how you were saying you felt like somebody was watching you.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like that. Like, Lindsay will even tell you it felt like somebody was looking in that bathroom. And it creeped me out. I have goosebumps talking about that damn bathroom.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, my baby cousins were in the room, like, straight down the hallway. And I never laid where I could see the hallway. I laid on the opposite side because I'm not trying to look down it. It's terrifying. And so, they're back there watching a movie. I'm in the living room watching a movie or a TV, whatever.
Yeah.
And I heard the bathroom door slam. And I was like, y'all quit slamming the bathroom door. Like, there's no reason for it.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, they never even close the door when people are there. Right. And so it was like a couple minutes go by and it slams again. And I was like, stop slamming the bathroom door. Like, it's loud.
Damn.
And it happens again. And I'm like, okay. So I get up and I walk back there. Like, I open the door on my way there. Nobody's in there. Because I passed the bathroom. And then I went back there and I was like, why are you slamming the door? And they were like, we weren't. We thought it was you. And I was like, I don't know. One of them was asleep. And I was like, oh, hell no. They better hurry up and get home because I can't do that.
Oh, no. I'll be like, gather it up, kids. Come on.
And, another night, so when my one cousin was little, the little girl.
Yeah.
Like, she was a baby. Like, she was only a couple months old.
Yeah.
Her room, her nursery was in the room that my aunt died in. And before that, it was my dad's room. But,
Oh my God.
But,
I don't care if Jesus Christ died in that room himself. My baby ain't going in that room, bitch.
She was in that room, okay? And it was Halloween weekend, actually. And we were all sitting in the living room, like, my friend came up for the weekend, like, because Halloweens were fun. Me and Lindsay have told you about our Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have to make, like, a Halloween episode.
Yeah.
So, she had come up, like, we're all telling spooky stories in the living room and stuff, and we hear a rattle, like a baby rattle, start rattling in Jocelyn's room. And we were all like, hell no. Hell no. And we were all like, we're not going in there. And I was like, I'll go in there. So I go in there. She's asleep in her crib. And you know where the rattle was? We looked all around that room for this rattle, okay, when she woke up. It was in her dresser on the bottom drawer, like under a blanket or something, I think. I don't know if it was for sure under a blanket, but it was in the bottom drawer of her dresser.
Oh, hell no.
Really wasn't even old enough to move the rattle like that, unless she was, like, taking it in her sleep or something.
Right. Never, bitch. No! No, I feel like that's super scary, though. Like, when you have kids, they're so, like, they're so open to those energies. They're so susceptible to get those, like, you know what I mean? Because they can see it. They're so innocent. They're so, like, pure still, you know?
That's like animals.
Yeah, I would not, like, I'd be petrified. Like, I'd be like, I love you, kid, but you on your own with this one.
Like, one night.
I can't.
So me and Justin were living in the trailer that we lived in. Yeah. And I didn't have diesel? No, I didn't have diesel yet. It was just me and Hans.
Mm-hmm.
And
the closet. You used to tell me about this closet. It was like you in the bedroom. And I think it was only Haas. You only had Haas. I feel like
Well,
this
he
is
wasn't,
the
he wasn't looking at the closet though.
I don't know what it was, and you was telling me something about it. Oh, it's fucking spooky. That shit is spooky.
My life's changing again. Well, I'll try and think about what you're talking about. But no, Haas was Justin worked through the week, so I was home alone all by myself through the week.
Yeah.
And we had a trailer like in front of us,
Mm-hmm.
and our curtains weren't like dark, like they weren't see through, but they weren't like completely not see through.
Like the blackout curtains.
Yeah, they weren't like that. And we had blinds, but it was like, I was like, well, maybe he started growling. And I was like, well, maybe he's seeing like a shadow, like them walking outside because
they were skinwalkers themselves. Yeah, so, they were looking like that.
He's barking, and I get up and look. Nobody's out there, and I'm like, huh, stop. And I lay back in bed, and he's like growling, like petrified growling. And I'm recording the whole thing, okay? And then, like, he's kind of towards the end of the bed a little bit, and he's growling, bitch, and he jumps back and starts shaking. Like how he shakes when it's storming, that's how he was shaking, and he jumped back to me. I have it on video. And I called Desi, and I was like, you have to sleep on the phone with me. And I had Justin's pistol beside me. I think it was Justin's pistol. Might have been the rifle. I don't know. But it was right there by me.
Oh, hell no.
I don't know how to shoot a ghost, but...
He pulled a Scooby-Doo, bitch. I would have done the same thing. I would have been gone. Like, I would have been gone. No, that's...
The closet that you're talking
about. Yeah, I feel like it was...
I think that might have been Lindsay.
No, you were telling me. I don't know if it was the trailer or the house or what you were telling me before. But it was like, there was like you used to see like orbs, or it was like the closet was super dark, but like...
You're talking about me and Candace's house.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, because we would be sitting there, and like sometimes, yeah, we were smoking, but like...
Yeah.
But it was like... So we were like in the living room, and then there's our hallway, and the hallway's dark, but like when we would see it, it would be like pitch black dark. Yeah. You could see like, and it wasn't like it stayed there for a minute. It was like you saw it out of the corner of your eye, you looked, and you could see it go back. And it was like, it looked like a little girl, but it didn't feel like a little girl. You know what I'm saying? Right. And we would see it a lot. And then one night I was there by myself. I can't remember where Cole and Candace went, but I was there alone. And I was sitting in the garage smoking, and we had a dartboard because we had played darts a lot in the garage. Mm-hmm. And we had a rocking chair in there, and where the rocking chair, where you sit, or where I was sitting, is like right, like the dartboard's back here. Like it's like right there. And when I tell you, I heard 3 darts go past my ear and hit the board. Like they didn't, but the sound was there. And I was like, oh, hell no. Nope. Oh, no. I went to bed so quick.
No, yeah. I mean, I ran. So when my dog was here, when we moved here, it was recently after my dad had passed away. And it was me. I was sitting on my bed and just chilling. And then my dog was laying down over by, like, close to the door. And the wall that he was facing, there's nothing there. It, like, from floor to ceiling, there's nothing there on that wall. And so he's facing the wall, and I'm sitting on my bed. And all of a sudden, I see him stand. Like, I'm on my phone, so I'm not, like, there. The TVs are not on. Like, nothing is going on. Not a lot of noise. And so all of a sudden he stands up and he's facing the wall with nothing on it. And his hair stands up and he's growling, like a low growl, not like something fucking intense, but like a low growl. And I'm like, Daddy. I called him Daddy, but his name was Big Daddy. And I'm like, Daddy, what are you doing? And I'm looking at him, and he's not breaking. Like, he's staring at whatever this
That's
is. If
how
you can
Haas
see.
was that night.
And his hair was up. And I was like, oh, hell no. In my socks. I ran out the back door. I left him here. I ran out the back door. I was like, no, sir. Like, no, what are you looking at? Like, I was so spooked. Like, I was like, because for a minute I was like, what the what?
Yeah.
I was like, what are you looking at? Like, what's there? I was panicked. And so I just got up and I ran out the back door. Socks, I had no shoes on, and like I was gone. And I came back in after a couple minutes. I came back in and he was fine. He was fine. He was chilling. He's probably like, why? Yeah, girl, I left him in here. I was running and he wasn't behind me. That's on him. That's on him. I ran out the back door. Like, the back door is right there. Like, you can see, you can walk. Like, the window, the floor, like, the ground and shit is right there. Like, we're, like, very first floor. And so, I came back in and I'm like, Teddy, what the fuck was going on? And after that, I called my mom. I know, he was like, damn, bitch, you left me. So I called my mom and I was like, I don't know, like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I left. She said the same thing. She's like, you left him in there? I was like, yes! He was not behind me. That is on him. You got 4 paws. You got 4 legs. I only got 2. Make them shits work. Let's go. Like, we're both dipping out of here together. Like, what the fuck? So... So, I came back in, he was fine, everything was fine. I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, what the fuck was that? Like, no sound was made, nothing dropped, no loud noise, no nothing. He just stood up and was staring at this blank ass wall and was growling heavy. And I was like, what the fuck? And he's not an aggressive dog like that. He's not like, you know what I mean? He's not like that. He's a bulldog. So he was very like, just chilling, burping, farting, and sleeping all fucking day long. And my mom was like, yeah, maybe it's your dad. And I'm like, you couldn't have just said fucking hi. Like, you couldn't have wrote me a note or something. Like, they be coming back trying to scare the shit out of you.
Literally.
I'm like, I was vulnerable. I was here by myself. And they always get you when you vulnerable as hell, too, like, by yourself. Like, I'm scared, like, some shit, because you know how some people always tell stories, like, they're in the bathroom or they're coming out the shower. Like, nothing is more vulnerable than naked. But, like, you think I would ever hesitate to run my ass out butt-ass naked? No! Girl, I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm going to be on the news, but I'm gone. Like, and it's not happening. It is not fucking happening. That's, like...
You're going to see Gabby streaking.
Yeah, literally. Like, that shit spooks the fuck out of me, for real. And the same thing happened actually not that long ago either. Like, I mean, now I don't got no dogs. So it's just me home by myself, and he's at work. Everyone's gone, and so now I'm picking up the house, and I had put like a water bottle, plastic water bottle, like a reusable plastic water bottle in the sink, and the cap is on it, and there's nothing else in the sink. So I put it down. And I'm sitting there for a couple minutes, like for a minute, like doing whatever. And then I leave the kitchen and I'm standing at the end of the counter. And then I look over and I hear the bottle like rocking back and forth in the sink. And so I go, mind you, there's nothing else in this fucking sink. So I go over to it. I'm looking at, like, at the edge of the counter. I'm looking at it. And it's rocking, like, back and forth, like this. Like, and normally if you're going to tip something over, it would just tip over. There's nothing else in the sink, so it would just tip over. No, this shit was fucking rocking for a good, like, a minute and a half. And all of a sudden just went, doop. And I was like, I froze. I stood there and I stared at it. And I was like, because I'm by myself. So then I walked.
That just happened?
I was like, am I fucking hallucinating? So then I go and I sit on the couch and I'm like, well, if you're here and you're not supposed to be here, you gotta go. Sorry, it is what it is, you gotta go. And then I call my mom and my mom was like, maybe it's your dad, like, messing with you. Like, I have loads of laundry to do that I'm sitting here folding. Like, you can come and help me fold a couple pairs of pants, babe. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? Why are you trying to scare me like that? That's rude as hell. Trifling. Like, I was by myself, vulnerable again. Like, no, I don't play that mess. I don't even like when my feet slip out of the blanket at night because I feel like the demons gonna come and grab me. No, I'm not playing that. Keep that bad juju somewhere else.
Nothing fixing to grab my
No. But, like, you can normally tell the difference. Like, if you are, if you feel things normally, like, like, when that whole bottle thing was going on, like, I stood there and I wasn't scared. I didn't feel scared, but I was like, am I seeing what I'm seeing? Like, more confused, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, if you're just here and you're not supposed to be here, like, you have to go. Like, not disrespectful, like, very respectful. But that was it. Like, but I didn't feel a bad feeling. I didn't feel anything like that I should have been scared or I should have, like, got myself out of the situation. Never anything like that. So, like, I wasn't too worried about it, but it was definitely weird as fuck. Like, it was weird. Yeah. Because I placed the bottle in the sink. Like, I placed it in there myself, and then I was standing there, and then I walked to the end of the counter, and then I look, and it's just going back and forth. Like, I placed it there, and when I looked at it, it wasn't moving, and I walked away, it wasn't moving, and I turn around, I'm looking at it, and it's rocking back and forth. That's why I was like, am I seeing this correct?
I know, and you called me, and I was like, fuck that bitch.
I know, I was like, girl, there's somebody here. Yeah, it's wild. It really is.
When my dad passed away, like the time that he passed away, it was like 2:30 something in the morning, I think.
Oh, twins make me too. I said twins, bitch, me too.
Oh, really, girl?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, our dads met up in heaven, and they were like, they
are linked up and about to torture the shit out of us.
But the morning he passed away, Lindsay had gone home with Lily. Like, they were at home. They weren't in the hospital anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was, like, only, I think she was 2 or 3 days old, maybe.
Yeah.
But, Lindsay and Lily were laying on the couch. She looked up at the ceiling and started laughing. The exact time Dad passed away. And then his, when he was taking cars back and forth for the dealership, the car dealership.
Yeah.
His boss, she, like, they were really close. She came to the hospital and saw him and everything.
Yeah.
And she told me, if I remember correctly, all of her alarms in her house went off at the same exact time when Dad passed away. Like, the phone, her alarm clock, smoke detectors, like, every alarm went off. And my dad was a fucking jokester, so...
Oh my God.
Justin's phone was never on silent, ever. Yeah. His phone was on silent, somehow. My phone turned off and decided to update.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. I think something else happened, but I can't remember. It was weird.
Oh, hell no.
When me and Candace lived together, we were sitting outside on the front porch, and stop. And, she was, like, to this side of me.
Yeah.
And I was doing this, looking back.
Mm-hmm.
At, like, the corner, because, like, our door was right here, and then there's the corner of the house.
Yeah.
On the porch. And she was like, do you feel that too? And I was like, yeah, but it's my dad. And she was like, how do you know? And I was like, I don't know. I just know it's him. And I was looking, she was like, are you sure? And I was like, yes, I'm telling you, it's him. And then it went away, and I was like, he left. He's not here no more. Jeez. It was weird as fuck, bitch. But there was no doubt in my mind that was my dad. Now, what we saw in the hallway, I don't think it was a little girl either. I think it was something disguised as a little girl.
Because for the most part, they can take, like, to try to...
Oh, yeah, they're evil. You think they can't do some shit like that?
Yeah, like, sometimes a spirit, like, if it's a negative spirit or, you know, like, it's lingering on to, like, whatever it went through, they, like, the bad spirits, the more negative energy, they'll do things to kind of trick people to, like, lure them, you know what I mean? Because, like, you don't necessarily want to pay any mind to any of it, because that's when it starts to feed off of energy, because people normally are like, what the fuck, when they get scared, and that's what they feed off of. And you can tell when it's something negative. Like, you can feel it, even if you see it and you're like, I don't know. Like, you feel it on the inside. You're like, I don't know about that, because
Mm-hmm.
what you see or what you saw and how you feel about it are two different things. Like you said, like, you could see a little girl, but like, you definitely knew like something wasn't right. It wasn't a little girl, because they can try to trick you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they'll try to imitate like loved ones that have passed on to kind of like lure you in. So it's like, you
I
always
have
have to be careful with it.
I have
Yeah.
goosebumps. That's why you don't play with Ouija boards, kids.
That's why you don't play with bad juju. Period. Like, that's what I was saying in the beginning. Like, stop being nosy. Nobody ever heard of the curiosity killed the cat. Like, leave it alone.
I think that's why my life is shit, because I played with the Ouija.
Honestly, like,
Me and
why?
Desi.
Because you nosy?
No, because me and Desi played a Ouija board
Oh, girl!
when we were in like middle school or high school.
You better keep that bad juju straight up over there in
Oh.
Mississippi. I'm not claiming nothing, Jesus. I'm not claiming it. I'm not
Me and
claiming
her
it.
will have to tell you about it. Like, her fireplace at her house would go up, like, come on by itself.
Was it like a fake one? Like a fake fireplace?
Yes.
Oh. So it was real fire.
Yeah. Ask her about it. I swear.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Yeah, that's what you cannot.
And a lot of weird shit happened after that, too.
Yeah, like, you can't just get rid of it. Like, you can't open doors like only based off of curiosity or whatever, because like, it's a lot of fucking bullshit to try to close them. Like, it's a lot of you have to be respectful no matter what. Like, you just can't, you know.
If you think that it's gone, it can just be laying low.
Yeah, like, even that, like, even some people will have them and then they think that they're gone because they moved houses or whatever, and it's like, all of a sudden it's attached to you, it's following you, it's attached to you now. So it doesn't matter where you go, it's always going to be there. Like, it's something that you need to have professionals come in and like absolutely cleanse. Like, you have to go through and because like, they can make you sick, like physically sick, and like,
look at the Conjuring places in Annabelle. That's why.
oh yeah,
I don't fuck with dolls.
A lot of spooky stuff, like real things that are based off of like movies and things that are based off of real places, normally be like in Rhode Island or Connecticut. Like, Connecticut for sure. Always got some spooky shit, and that's where the original the Conjuring house is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why my mom was like, yeah, like, tell her to come up, we can go. Like, I will not. I want to go. Happening.
Tell her I want to go, which I don't think you can anymore. I think it's like closed to maybe not even YouTubers anymore.
Yeah.
But if we get our channel bigger. Anyway, I want to go to the Warren Museum, but I'm terrified.
The what museum?
The Warren Museum, Ed and Lorraine Warren.
No. Oh, the name sounds familiar, but I don't
They
know.
did all the Conjuring stuff. Like, they were the people who did the Conjuring stuff, and Annabelle, they're the ones who have the real...
Oh, yeah.
Girl.
Yeah.
But I'm scared. Like, so they had... I'd be watching my ghost people on my YouTube, you know?
Yeah.
I'd be watching Sam and Colby and Overnight.
Yeah. Is it real? Are those like, they really be doing
so. I think so.
Okay. Because you know that old show where it's like, the guy had like spiky black hair, but like, he was so dramatic. Yeah. Like, yeah. So I never know, like, if it's real or not.
I watch their videos. I think they're real.
Yeah.
And Colby could fucking get it, but anyway.
Oof.
What was I saying? So the Overnight channel had went to the Ed and Lorraine Warren Museum.
Uh-huh.
And the guy who takes care of all the stuff now, because they passed away, was telling them stuff about the Annabelle doll. And it said, like, you can't... I think you're not supposed to, like, look at her straight in the eyes and stuff, and you're not supposed to disrespect her. So, this guy and his girlfriend came in, they were riding a motorcycle, and they mocked her. Well, on their way back home, They got in a motorcycle wreck.
They what her?
They mocked her and like.
Oh, they mocked her. Oh.
They got in a motorcycle wreck on their way home, and I can't remember if the boyfriend died or the girlfriend died. One of them died, and I think they said the last thing they saw was the doll. And it also happened to a priest that threw her. He like threw her across the room. He got in a really bad car wreck, and he saw her in his rearview mirror.
Yeah, see, I don't even want to come close. I don't even want to come close. Like, I mean, I can only imagine, like, because even for me, like, I'm not a fucking crazy ass spirit, and like, I can still sense disrespect from a mile away. So I don't even want to come anywhere close to that bitch, because I feel like even if I think something, she finna fucking hear it, and she finna come to me. I'm not doing that shit. I am like, I'll do like fake haunted houses like during Halloween, like fake ones, like with actors and things, but I will not go into a real haunted house because if something attached me, bitch, I'm done. I'm done. Because I'm not dealing with that shit. I'm too tired already in my every day-to-day life. Like, I'm not dealing with no fucking bitch I can't see. You know what I mean? Like, I'm tired of the bitches I can't see. Yeah, fuck that. Hell no.
Of, like, Annabelle and objects and stuff like that, kind of going into, like, urban legends.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like saying the name. I won't say the name. And I'm going to tell you the story of why I won't say the name. But you know the game that you played and you went in the bathroom and you said a certain name 3 times. And then
yeah.
Cecil, lay down because you keep hitting something over there and it's scaring me. Lay down. Lay down. He keeps hitting this box and then I jump.
She spooked!
So, they have like 5 blankets on the ground over there. But, me and Desi was over here one weekend or one day or whatever. And I was like, you want to play the game with me? And she was like, no. And I was like, okay, well, stay on the phone with me while I'm in the bathroom and I'll do it. Just sit outside the door and be on the phone with me.
Yeah.
That was back when we had house phones, so we were on the house phones.
Oh, God.
And I was in the bathroom and I was doing it and the candle blew out and that's all that happened. And so I came out and I was like, she was like, did anything happen? And I was like, no, the freaking candle went out, but that's it.
Yeah.
And so she did that night, went home the next night, and I'm telling you, everybody says that I'm fucking crazy. I'm not, bitch. It happened. So she went home. It's the next night. I'm laying in my bed, and my bed wasn't this way. It was like this way.
Yeah.
And I had a mirror like this one.
Uh-huh.
Like this mirror.
Yeah.
And it was like, sorry, on this wall. So it was like facing this way. And my bed was this way. And I'm laying there. I was asleep and I wake up. And when I tell you, all I see is a black figure right here in my face and I couldn't breathe and it felt like something was choking me until I went back to sleep. And I woke up and I remembered it and I was like, that bitch came for me.
Oh, bitch, that's because...
I swear to God, it wasn't like a fucking dream, a nightmare. It was like, because I could feel it. Like it was, and it wasn't sleep paralysis because I've had sleep paralysis before, and that was not it.
Yeah.
And it was in this room.
That's what happens. That's what I'm talking about. Curiosity killed the cat. What in the right mind? Who in their right mind told you to go into that bathroom and do that?
Everybody thought it was cool.
Girl. Yeah, and a spirit snagging you up and dragging you to hell by your asshole ain't cute.
I'm terrified. Like, I will not say the name. If something, like, on the TV or something says it, I'll mute my TV until it's done saying it.
That's, like... that's that's fucking scary. I heard too, like, sleeping like with your mirror like facing your bed is super bad. And then I also heard like sleeping on your, like, if you sleep on your back, like you're more like spirits can hold you down. You're a back sleeper?
No, I'm a stomach sleeper.
Oh yeah, girl, I be sleeping on my motherfucking belly.
I'm safe.
They say it's bad for you, whatever. I mean, so is fucking crack, but here we are. People be doing that shit. So,
and 2 mirrors like across from each other, that
like facing each other.
Yeah, that makes a portal. And water sources are portals too, like ponds, lakes, oceans, rivers, creeks.
Oh. But everybody down south be swimming in some dirty brown creek somewhere. Get like just okay. But the one thing, especially down south, like living in Louisiana, a lot of people would talk about like rougarou. So I guess it's like their version of like a skinwalker, like that bad whatever.
That and voodoo down there in New Orleans.
Oh yeah, like the original, like that's where it kind of like became super big. I mean, they all look wild and reckless as hell down there. They all look like a bunch of walking voodoo, rougarou, fucking. I'm telling that. So, I mean, I don't know. I could have seen one and walked right past them. You know what I'm saying? So, but I've never really encountered anything like, skinwalker and things like that. Like the actual, like, like figures, like that people have claimed they've seen. Like, it's mainly just been, like, spirits for me, honestly. Oof.
Now, I've heard stuff because, like, we lived in such a fucking small town. Mm-hmm. And, like, we would just fucking drive around at night.
Yeah.
In the woods, bitch. Like, dirt roads, don't know where the fuck you're at. You're just riding around with a couple friends. Like, that's what we did. And we'd listen to music and shit. And we've, like, heard shit because we've gotten out. And
what the fuck?
I'll get back in this bitch. Roll the windows up.
Oh, no. I don't know why you would be out in the woods at nighttime anyway.
One night, we were like, fuck it. And we went to graveyards.
See, that's crazy white people shit. That's crazy white people shit.
We drove an hour to go to an insane asylum that was abandoned. But because you could go in there, but somebody bought it, and so then you had to like make reservations to go in
there. They did tours. Oh hell no!
So one night we went out. We were riding back roads again, but we were looking for something this time. There was like they called it the old witch's house.
Yeah.
And my friends had been there before, and like when they went there before, they said they had I can't remember what all happened in the house, but somebody had stayed in the vehicle. And when the other people got back, there was handprints on the vehicle, like on the windows. Like foggy handprints, you know what I'm saying?
Girl!
And the truck wouldn't start.
See, that's how all the fucking horror movies start, bitch.
We go there, we pull up to the house, and I looked at it, and I was like, yeah, fuck this shit, I'm not getting out. And, like, we got stuck for a second.
Nope. And not happening. I would never do that shit in a million fucking years. Like, you could not pay me to do that shit. I would not. Ever.
So, like the urban legend thing, I guess it would be an urban legend. There's a road down here. And I can't remember what the road is called, but I was looking up, like, most haunted places in Mississippi or whatever, and it popped up, and all the stories were, like, they would drive down this road, and it was by our high school kind of thing.
Yeah.
You would drive down this road, and a van would come out of nowhere, and you'd see headlights. Or, no, wait.
What?
I messed it up. I mean, that did happen, but, like, you'd be driving down the road, and some people said they saw, like, blood on the side of the road or an animal or something, so some people would stop to get out and look at it, or pull over at least, and a van would come up behind them and hit them. And so, obviously, you would take off, and, like, they had reported it, and it was, like, the same paint that would match every time to this van, but the van would just fucking disappear. So, me and my ex and my friend were riding in my truck, and we were going down this road at night. And I was fucking with her, and I was like, this car came up behind us, and I was like, look, it's that fucking van. And she was like, shut up. And I was like, I'm telling you, it's that van, look. And they ended up passing us, and it wasn't the van. I was just fucking with her. Well, then I see this fucking car pull out, and it was like, I have goosebumps, bitch. It was like, you could pull, like, where it pulled out of, you could pull into it, but it was woods. Like, there was nowhere, you couldn't go through there. You could pull in it to turn around, but that's it.
Yeah.
I passed it, and nothing was there. I'm telling you, I looked at it, and nothing was there. And this car pulls out behind us, And I looked in the fucking mirror, and it was a van. Like, it was the headlights and everything. And I was like, Tristan, there's a van behind us. And she was like, shut up. And I was like, no, I swear, turn around. And she turned around and looked, and I was like, you better speed the fuck up. Because get the fuck out of here. And it disappeared.
What the fuck?
Damn it. I can't remember what road it's called. And then there's another place, which is also by our high school. It's called Rock and Roll Graveyard.
Jesus
it's a
fucking
graveyard, and it was like all albinos that used to live there before it was a graveyard. And when you go in, there's a certain amount of curves, but there's a different amount when you come out.
Curves?
Curves.
Oh.
The numbers are never the same, going in or out.
Jesus.
And it's creepy as fuck down there. Like, if you get caught down there, you can get fined.
Hell no.
We've done it numerous times. Like, they even redid the road, and the curves, it's not the same going in or out.
I would never willingly go do something like that or drive. Like, I don't need to figure it out. I'm okay. I will live the rest of my life happy with not knowing whether that shit is real or not. Like, I'm gonna take your word for it and be like, that shit's real, and I'm never gonna go there. I'm not one of those people. I'm like, I've seen scary movies. I know how they end. I know how this shit play out, and it never play out good.
Do you know, I don't know why I said do you know. Do you believe in, what is your opinion on aliens?
Aliens? I mean, I'm sure there's things out there for sure. But do I think they look like how people were so used to, like, seeing them? Like,
in cartoons.
Yeah, like these green Martians with, like, big black eyes. And, whatever, like, no, I don't really think they look like that. But do I think that there could be, like, living organisms out in space somewhere? Yeah, I believe in that.
So too, but I also agree with you. Like, I don't think they look like what everybody says they look like.
Yeah.
And me and Lindsay, I think we've told you we saw fucking UFOs fighting one night.
They were beefing.
Everybody calls us crazy, but it fucking happened.
Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, no.
And like, well, the government came out the beginning of this year or last year and said fucking aliens are real. So,
girl. I mean, would I believe
we
that?
gotta believe what they tell us. They tell us the truth, you know.
Oh, bitch, it's a wrap. It is a fucking wrap. Yep, they do. CNN.
I was about to, especially CNN. They've never lied to you.
No. No, but yeah, I don't think that they look the way we've been told that they look all of our lives and all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, but I definitely believe that there could be organisms out there. Like, if they find water, if they find any sort of anything on a different planet or wherever, like, I'm sure. And who knows how much of, like, the space and the galaxies and all this thing have really even been explored. So, like, who knows? You know what I mean? Like, who fucking knows?
Have you heard of Mothman? He was like, apparently he was at like some big, I can't remember where, but like big, like, is catastrophe is the word I'm looking for? Like when a bridge collapsed, I can't remember which bridge it was.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't know. But like, so at major like tragic events, people will say they saw him?
Yeah.
No, I've never. Mothman. The name sounds familiar. It kind of sounds like an Avenger.
We'll have to look it up tonight. We could.
Yeah.
But I told you I was looking up like skinwalker encounters on Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
So this one says, okay, so I'm currently in
Mississippi?
Yep.
Oh.
And I heard a pit bull bark right outside my window. The thing is, we don't own any dogs and our neighbors don't own pit bulls. Plus, when I got up to look out the window, there was nothing there. We live in the woods where there is a bad reception and old houses. Plus, we live by multiple graveyards and the Choctaw Reservation. And from what I've heard/read, this is almost 100% a skinwalker. So what should I do and what should I not do? I'm honestly scared right now.
You shouldn't hear it and you shouldn't see it. You should mind your own business and stay inside your house. And don't go outside when the sun ain't out.
So we have an update though. Now I'm hearing it again, but this time it seems a bit quiet and is yelping. Also, while I was typing this, it just let out a scream for less than a second, and it did not sound very human. Somebody said, go check. If it's a skinwalker, just take a pottery shard. Pray over it and throw it at anything suspicious. Salt your doorways and windows just in case you need to run back in. Also, in most cultures, iron is used to ward off evil.
This bitch said go outside and run after it?
Don't go outside. Stay in your house. And there's no more.
This bitch really commented back like, hey, yeah, invite him in for some dinner and see what he's all about. Like, what the fuck?
There's so many on here, but some of them are so long.
Hell nah. Yeah. We're already at almost an hour.
I don't know what I would do if I encountered a skinwalker.
I'd probably shit my fucking pants. I would probably shit my motherfucking pants. Like, I would
The Appalachian Mountains? Bitch.
I would run. Well, first of all, what the fuck I'm doing in the mountains, bitch? What the fuck I'm doing in the mountains?
Well, we were gonna go to Gatlinburg. It runs through Gatlinburg.
Yeah, ain't nobody said I was running through the mountains. I don't even look like I'm running, period, let alone running through the mountains.
But they can, like, come up to your house and stuff.
Well, I'm staying inside. I'll go outside if I need to go in the jacuzzi or whatever, bitch. I ain't going outside. No.
Like, they'll take forms of whatever.
No. Ain't happening. And that's why we're not going to Gatlinburg, bitch. That's why we're not going. Catch me in Dallas, Texas.
Oh my god. There's probably hard stuff in there. Oh, I want to go to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house. That's a whole different thing. That's a true crime thing. We're on paranormal and shit.
Yeah.
What else is walkers?
I mean, aliens, fucking ghosts, and fucking even mentioned the fucking Rougarou. Like, I don't know. We really, like, I just would never. Like, I would never. Like, what would you do if you seen, like whether it be an apparition or you seen something or you heard something? Like, what would you do? Like, bitch, I'd jump in bed and put the covers over my eyes because what I can't see ain't real, bitch. I'm gone. I'm not doing that. I'm not dealing with that.
What is a skinwalker?
A skinwalker, I don't know if it
like what? I mean, it's not a ghost. It's not like.
It's not a ghost. It kind of is just like a demonic thing because it's not dead and it's not a ghost and it's not like human either. It's somewhere in the like Bigfoot, I guess. Like it's just fucking something. Like it's not a human, it's not whatever. So it's kind of like that, and they I think like if you have animals, like if you have cattle and you have like goats and you have whatever, like sometimes they'll go and like they'll eat them or like they'll drain the blood or like they'll do whatever. Because sometimes I seen this thing, it was like somebody had animals, but like the animal was still intact. It was just like blood was drained from it.
Yeah, I was telling you about Skinwalker Ranch. We need to watch that together.
Oh, yeah.
Because they would go out there, and it's like every owner, but the cattle would be drained of their blood. Like, and there wasn't any blood on the ground at all. Ever.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to
I'm
watch
pretty
it.
sure like the intestines were still there, and anything that is gonna kill a cow, it's gonna eat the intestines, not just drink the blood, and there would be blood there.
Right. Like, yeah.
So,
I'm down to watch it.
We can start it tonight if you want.
Yeah, I'm down.
One more question. Do you? I have another question too. Do you believe in vampires?
No. Vampires, bitch.
Listen, I just really want them to be real, so I can
No,
live my Vampire Diaries dream.
Yeah, no, I don't believe in vampires.
But I really just want them to be, so I can live out my Elena. I can be in Elena and Damon era.
She can. She can live out her Twilight fantasy.
Fuck no. Fuck Twilight. I went back and watched them. Stupid. I don't know how we thought that was good.
I seen a clip on TikTok and I was dying. When people like remake the clips, I was dying. But no, yeah, I don't believe in vampires.
Do you think there will be a zombie outbreak?
A zombie outbreak?
Yes. Want to know my answer?
It's gonna be yeah.
Fuck yeah, it's gonna happen.
I don't really know.
It's gonna happen. Mark my words. It'll happen.
She said, mark my words. Do I hope that if it would happen after I'm perished off this planet? Yeah, definitely.
Oh, 100%, because if it doesn't, I'm killing myself. Fuck that.
She said, I'm gone.
There's no point. And what's the point? No, these generations, they're not going to be able to rebuild shit. Fuck, no, they wouldn't be able to know what to do.
No, yeah.
They wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know.
They kill each other before fucking the zombies would, so...
Yeah. Do I think it would be something that just kind of like, they are like, oh, zombies are rising from the dead? Like, no, I don't at all. But because like, it's either you have people buried or you have them cremated. So I know them ashes ain't fucking coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think it could be something that somebody creates, whether that be scientists or whoever, like definitely something that somebody creates. Potentially, yeah.
I don't think like the whole rising from the dead. No, I think it's going to start out in people who are already living, and
so essentially something that somebody creates.
Yes, because there's already mad cow disease. That's the closest thing to what a zombie technically would be.
Mad cow disease.
Yeah, you've never heard of mad cow disease?
I've heard of it, but I don't know like anything about
it. Well,
I love cows.
Okay, well. So it's a brain. Stop. It's a brain disorder in adult cattle that may be spread to humans through diseased meat. Humans may acquire the disorder by eating diseased meat products when it comes from the cattle. The disorder is called, don't know what that says, and ultimately leads to dementia and death. The condition is rare. But, personality changes, muscle stiffness, involuntary muscle movements, dementia, and seizures.
Yeah. No, thank you.
I think, and bitch, did you not see on the news like a couple months ago, maybe last year at some point, they found a zombie virus under the fucking ice somewhere?
No, I don't like to watch the news. Yeah. It's so negative. Yeah, I don't like to watch it.
They found it, but I think it's gonna happen. Like, have you seen The Last of Us? I think I told you to watch it. I think you watched it.
I think I did.
Where the fucking, and don't eat mushrooms. I'm telling y'all, don't eat the fucking mushrooms. Y'all gonna regret it, because I think that's how it's gonna happen. Either that, I won't say what I was gonna say. Either that, or it's gonna be in a vaccine, or it's gonna be a new virus.
She said a new virus because you know how often we just come up like
Because the
how
first one failed.
they are always making the Americans aware of new viruses that reach the United States. Thankfully, the CDC has our back. You know what I mean? Thankfully.
Thank God it didn't come from a lab.
I know. Yeah.
We'd be really fucked.
I know we'd be screwed. We'd be screwed.
There's already a new one out, girl.
Huh?
There's already a new one out.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure. I'm fucking sure. Yeah, you never know.
It's a
You never
fun.
know. When in doubt, go check the CDC website. Go check.
Because like CNN, they will never lie.
They'll never do us dirty. They'll never do it dirty. They'll never. Mm-mm. Ever.
Thank God we're a small page. You can't.
But, oh, fucking right. This has been our spooky dookie fucking episode.
Speaking of
That comes to the conclusion that mind your motherfucking business to stop going into spooky shit. You know, you don't need to go, okay? We leave the crazy white shit to the crazy white people, and the rest of us need to stop fucking around with it, okay? No, ma'am. No ham and no motherfucking turkey. But don't forget to, girl, this should be your part. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment under our videos, and also let us know what you guys would like to hear from us next time.
Mm-hmm. Turn on your notification bell so you know when we upload. Check out our link trees for all of our discounts. I named them last time. I'm not going to put y'all through that again. But Steph, some links coming up. We're going to do her link tree in a little bit. And take some money off. I've got 2 new links in my link tree, so go get some money. And you know what's scarier than what we talked about on this episode? Our president. Bye, bitches.